Hi, crafty friends. Melissa Minor here. Thanks so much for joining me on YouTube. Today, I'm sharing my very first design team project for Paper Rose Studio, and I am so excited. I am working with the Vintage Rose collection, and I do have a full unboxing on my channel, and so I will leave that unboxing down below in the description box in case you haven't seen that yet. So here is a look at the paper collection. Isn't it gorgeous? And I've got two photos that I'm documenting today. And this is a picture of my daughter Tatum and then me and Dale and Tatum. She was inducted into the National Honor Society earlier this year. And when I saw this collection, there's a paper in here that has books on it. And I knew it was perfect for documenting this occasion. So I've got a couple papers that I've already chosen. I chose the Vintage Rose paper C. So that's this one right here with the books on it. And I cut it down. And then I have the Vintage Rose Basics paper E. And I'm using both sides of this paper. I tore it in a couple different ways. And that's because I wanted a little bit of this white to show. I like to use a lot of white, and so at first I had torn the paper and I was thinking I was going to go in the direction of just the pattern paper, but I love that little poking out of the white, just peeping through there. So I feel like it gives your eye a place to rest, and so I decided to add that. So I've got this piece of paper here, and this one I cut to about, I think I cut this about 6 inches, and then the other I just tore. So I don't have complete measurements, but I did have this one at like 6 inches. I wanted to make sure I got the majority of the books on here. And then I'm going to glue this one where I tore both of the sides, and I pulled the paper towards me so that that white core would kind of show through there. I did this off camera so that you didn't have to watch me do that. And then I took an edge distressing tool, and even though my edges are torn, I did use that edge distressing tool to just kind of clean them up a little bit. So this is going to be the base for my layout. I want to take this over to my sewing machine and do some stitching. I said that was one of the things that I wanted to do more of this year, and here we go. I have black thread in my sewing machine, and I added that decorative stitch there. So I'm super excited about it. All right, I'm not going to go with any complicated design. I've just got the two photos here, so I kind of want to overlap them. I also am adding in this film strip, which I cut on my Cricut, and then I used an alphabet die from my stash and cut out the letters NHS. So that stands for National Honor Society. I want to ink these up, and so I have a Distress Oxide ink here in the color Aged Mahogany. So I'm going to get out my edge distressing tool, or not my edge distressing tool, my ink blending tool, and my dauber here. And then I'm going to ink this up. Now, this paper, I cut this out on my Cricut on pretty thin cardstock, so I do have to be careful here when I'm inking this up. So I'm more of dabbing it on versus rubbing, but I thought that this Aged Mahogany complemented this paper, this Vintage Rose collection very well, and I think it's actually almost a perfect match in my opinion. So I'm going to finish inking this up, and then I'm going to ink up my letters, and I'll probably do the letters off camera. One thing that I love about Paper Rose are their embossed die cuts, and so I want to use some of those on today's layout, but I wanted to add these additional elements, and I wanted to try to recreate that embossed look. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to get out some embossing ink and some clear embossing powder to see if I can recreate that look of embossing. Now I did tear the letter S when I was using my ink tool there, so I did have to cut another one. So I have it now. I've got a couple different things. So I've got this in the bottle where you just paint it on, kind of like nail polish, but it is the embossing ink. Now this is the first time I've used it out of the bottle, and one thing I noticed right away is that it is very thick. And so I actually should have blotted some of this off. I have way too much on here. And so I'm gonna bring in my heat tool, and it takes a really long time to heat set this. I poured some clear embossing powder over top, and now I'm using my heat tool, and I'm just gonna try to set this. So like I said though, the one in the bottle, it takes a really long time. So for my other ones, I am going to use the embossing ink that I have there, and we'll try that and see if that works better. So I have some reverse tweezers here that are helping me to keep my hands protected, and I am just going to continue heat setting this until we have that completed. I did do some of the journaling off camera and I printed it out. I have a MacBook, and so I like to bring up a text box and just print what I want to say, measure it out, the text box to the size that I want, and then I add 1.5 spacing. And then I'm able to take it to my paper trimmer and then just trim that out. So I will have some journaling strips that I'll use. Okay, so I have that one done. And you can see here, looks super pretty. So this next one, I'm going to dab into the clear embossing ink here. And then I'm going to pour some more of the clear embossing powder over it. Tap that off, and then I will heat set this one. I am working today on my glass mat. This is from Glassboard Studio, and it is magnetic. And it was able to tolerate this heat, and I didn't have any issues with it. So I'm really excited about that. If you're interested in a glass board mat, you can use the code Melissa to save 15%. All right, so I've got both of the letters done, and I'm going to go ahead and just do this last one. And I'm going to repeat the process here the same as I did on the last one, using the embossing ink and the clear embossing powder. This time I just turned it upside down into the powder to get powder on it. And now I am going to heat set this one, and you'll know it's heat set. I apologize, I'm not really showing it on camera, but you'll know it's done when you don't see any more of the powder. It just turns to that clear shiny, and that was what I was going for. So I really, really like how these turned out, but you can see these took quite a while. And so that makes me even appreciate the Paper Rose embossed elements that much more, because I don't think I would necessarily go to this much trouble on every single page or card that I make. And so I really appreciate the embossed die cuts that Paper Rose has, because all of their die cuts have that embossing on them, and it's just so gorgeous. But every once in a while, I think it's okay to do, and I like the way this is turning out. So for this film strip, I'm just kind of doing a little bit more like the Paper Rose embossed die cuts are, just like little bits and pieces or sections of it. So I just did a little bit at the top, and I'll do a little bit at the bottom. Now stay tuned, because at the end of this video, I am going to show you how to make a hidden keepsake pocket. Part of Tatum being inducted into the National Honor Society, she received a certificate. And how many times do we go to these school functions and get these certificates, and then they go in a drawer and you don't know where they are? So my solution to that is to make a keepsake pocket. All right, the first thing I'm going to do here as I'm building this layout is I know where I want my title. I want it at the top. And this paper has some grid lines, so that's going to be easy for me to line this up so that I can get this straight. So I'm going to go ahead and set that there at the top, kind of get my photos in order. I'm going to bring in my precision glue press. I've got some Nuvo Deluxe glue. I do like using the Nuvo Deluxe glue. It's got a really fine point applicator on it, and if any seeps out on the edges, I know that it's going to dry clear. So I'm going to give that a press. So I'm working backwards because I wanted the S to bump up against the edge of that paper. And I'm just admiring. I love the stitching on this. So if you've watched any of my other videos, I am new to sewing. And so I don't know how to sew on fabric. I'm learning how to sew on my scrapbook pages, and my boyfriend Dale was so kind to help me get it set up and to troubleshoot all the issues that I had. And so this was like my first solo mission here, was sewing on this layout, and I'm really happy with the way it turned out. Now, of course, you don't have to add stitching on your machine. You could always do some hand stitching on here, but it was fun to just try this out. All right, I know I want my film strip to go directly behind my photo, and I like the concept of the film strip. So at first, I was going to use one of the camera pieces of ephemera from the die cut pack, and I thought that the film strip would complement that nicely. Then I changed my mind and I thought more florals, so that's where this film strip originated from. But I still think it goes with the layout. It adds just another layer behind my items and gives another, adds some more detail to the layout. And it also goes along with, we're taking a photo, and we took lots of photos at this event, so I think it matches. All right, I'm going to add a little bit of foam tape to give my layout some dimension. So I added some foam to the back of both of my photos. And I do want to move this one over. Luckily, that did not adhere super tight, so I was able to pick that up. I'm overlapping my photos, so I was careful not to get foam, along the very edge. I have it moved over to the center and the other side. Okay, so now I have my photos on the layout. Here's the journaling strips that I was telling you about that I did on my MacBook using a text box, and then sized it appropriately, and then sized these to 1.5, and then I just trimmed them in my paper trimmer. So now it's just getting them on here. When I print these, I don't print these on regular printer paper. I do have a lightweight cardstock that I print these on, and it runs through my printer drawer just fine. I don't have to use, a separate feeder for it. It runs through the drawer, and that's why I like this. I just keep this cardstock, this lightweight cardstock, in my printer so that I can print journaling when I need to. Okay, so I've got my journaling down. It says, "A proud parent moment. Tatum was inducted into the National Honor Society on 10/8/25. Her perseverance and commitment truly paid off." All right, so now I'm going to bring in those gorgeous, beautiful embossed die cuts from this vintage rose collection. And I want to bring out some of the florals. And you can see how easily these punch out. There's a few little chads that you just, punch out. I don't have to take my scissors to them. I have seen other people use their scissors on them, but mine seem to punch out very nice. I thought about maybe bringing in that book ephemera as well, but then I thought it was maybe too much. I've already got books on the paper, and so I didn't want to go overboard with the books. Now this beautiful floral arrangement, I'm tucking behind both of my photos and overlapping the film strip. And then this one, I'm just going to add a little tape runner, and I'm going to adhere it right to the photo so that way it's popped up. I don't have to add any more foam. I noticed some dust here on my photo, so I'm just taking my sleeve here to clean that up. All right, so I like that, but I'm wondering if I should add something else. So I did find another small embossed floral die cut in that pack, and I'm going to add that here. So now I've got my triangle to draw your eye around the page for the photos. Now I'm being a little bit thrifty. I'm using the branding strip that was on this pattern paper, and I am using it. This is from the Vintage Rose Basics paper E, and I am just cutting that down, flipping it over, and I'm adding that behind my photo. So that's a great way to use those strips. Don't throw them away. You can use those. All right, I did look through my stash here, and I found a few of these rose gold sequins, and I thought with the roses and the color of this layout that I thought rose gold would be perfect. So I'm going to add 3 to this upper cluster over here on the right, and then I will add 3 to the cluster down there on the left. So I will do the gluing of that off camera, but I just wanted you to see the placement of where I'm putting each of these sequins. So we'll get these on here. So there's two. I like to put two together and then one off kind of separate. So like in a triangle with these two. All right, so I have those glued down and the front of the layout is complete. Now we're going to start working on the back side of the layout. I love it. Looks so pretty. Okay, so like I said, I have all of these little memorabilia type keepsake things. And so what I like to do is I like to take a sheet protector. So I picked these up at Walmart, a sheet protector that's 8.5 by 11. And I am adding some double-sided sticky tape. You could also use like red tape. I just want to have something that's pretty strong. So I'm going to put several pieces here, one at the top especially, because that's where you're going to be pulling this in and out if you needed to. But I'm going to pull back the release papers and we will get this stuck down. I'm going to push it right up to the top of the layout. Now this is on the back side, so it's not going to show. Now if I could add another piece of pattern paper like on the back here to make it pretty, and then add this on there, but mine's going to be kind of hidden. So it's going to be between the page protector, between two layouts in the page protector. So I'm going to push it up close to the top here. Don't want it all the way at the top, but pretty close to the top. I'm going to give it a good press. And I've got the little program and their certificate. So you can see here, you're able to pull that out if you need to. I don't usually look at these types of things, but it's nothing that I want to get rid of. So it's a nice way to just keep these with the layout and the memory. So that is going to wrap up today's layout. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit that thumbs up button. If you're new, I hope you'll subscribe and come back. And if you don't already follow me on Facebook and on Instagram, I would love for you to follow me on those platforms as well. I will leave all the links to the products down below in the description box. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!